Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is going to be a super fun video for me because I get to do one of my favorite things, pick out boulders. A lot of times people ask me what is the difference between a good water feature and a great water feature, and it's not just the artist. You can only build a water feature as amazing as the components that you have. That's why I like to hand select boulders for our jobs. So we're going to take a ride up into the mountains of East Tennessee. I'm going to bring my new drone and show you some shots from one of the coolest vistas ever. Great views of the mountains and the water. And then I'm going to share with you a lot of the different types of stones that we're going to look for a particularly amazing project that the team is putting together here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So stick with me guys, enjoy the ride, and let's head up into the mountains to pick out some killer boulders. Boom, that fast, here we are. I bet it felt like mere seconds for you guys. For me, more like an hour and a half. So what we're looking for today, we're looking for a couple of massive interaction stones. Anytime that we're putting a rock in on the edge of a pond where it ties into a walkway or a patio, a spot where people are gonna go to feed the fish, it is truly the point of connection where some folks will interact in this exact space with their pond. Things that are important to me, I love to make sure that the interaction rock is big and flat. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's a rock, it's not concrete, but I need it to be thick enough so that this rock can be slightly submerged. I've seen a lot of instances where an interaction rock, where the bottom of it is just above the water, and man, all that screams out to me, spider cave. It's just this place for stuff to live that you don't really want crawling up the back of your legs. We also, on this project, have what we call a deep stream, and that's gonna offer us the opportunity to put in a bridge. I'm excited about the bridge, so I'm looking for a great bridge stone. Something that's gonna be roughly 3 feet wide and at least 6 feet long. Another thing that I'm looking for today are fish cave stones. Guys, it's important to have great fish caves, and when you don't have the right rock for a fish cave, you just start trying to make something happen. And typically what ends up being the situation is the cave is the wrong size. It's not big enough for all of the fish in the pond. A fish cave not only is a place for them to go to get shade during the day. You know, koi fish can get sunburned just like people. Squirrel, had to say it. Anyways, fish cave, shade, protection, but in the wintertime it's super important because the koi like to gather inside of these caves where they can just be dormant and feel safe and do nothing till the water warms back up. So I need to find the perfect rock for a bridge, I need to find the perfect rock for fish caves, and I need to find some interaction stones. When you send your creative, artistic minds out to pick out the stone, that's when you notice the magic. The rock guys pick out pretty rocks that aren't smashed, but they don't see like your water feature artists are gonna see. That's why it's important for us to come out and pick our rocks. And we got like 150 tons of boulders going on this project. So anyways, let's move on. I'm just gonna walk around. I'm gonna tag a ton of stuff that we're gonna have delivered out to the job site for Tristan and the team to build with. And we're gonna look for some magic along the way, and hopefully we'll find some things that we weren't expecting to find, and we'll stop and talk about those as we go. Oh, I figured this was a spot that was worth stopping and talking about. So a lot of times I'll snag a rock like this, and the guys at the rock yard are like, I would have never picked you that rock. But I see a spot like this, there's a natural indentation in this stone right here. And these are amazing stones to use on the outsides of waterfalls, where you can get the water to just ride into these little crevices. And then it gives the eye the impression that water has worn this away over time as it runs down the waterfall. So they're great ending stones to use on the outside of a bigger project to really create effect. And it's a lot of these little details that add together in your brain, because most of the time people look at a great waterfall and they'll just pick one over the other, but they don't really know why. It's all these little things that you see in nature that you then pull in and replicate into your project, that take that project over the edge and just make it artistically mind-blowing. So this one's coming with us. When you get into the middle of a larger pond, you got shelves as the pond drops down from one depth to the next. One of the really cool things to do is to lose that daisy chain effect, is to get some big rocks that taper from something to nothing and actually use them in the bottom of the pond. what this is allowing us to do is back this large rock up right against a shelf so that you got a shelf cut in your liner here where it drops off from one depth to the next. And then you got a nice smooth transition where it just slopes down. It's gonna give a very cool look. Well, here's my interaction stone, guys. I have walked this entire rock yard, found some super cool things. I found some nice waterfall stones that particularly stood out to me. Rocks, the Tennessee mountain stone has typically not got a lot of sharp edges. So when I'm hunting for mountain stones for waterfalls, I'm looking for stuff, like I said, that has those carved down edges to give us natural barriers to retain the water. I found an awesome boulder up on top of the hill. It's got these amazing fossils sticking out of it. It's literally, you can just see a stone tree that's laid into the side of this boulder. So amazing. The fish caves that I found up there are perfect. They're like 4 by 5 rocks and they're only 4 or 5 inches thick. So anyways, I'm John G with Modern Design, and our team builds world-class ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood. It is my goal to educate and inspire the world about ponds and water features. So thanks for joining us. Enjoy the ride. Peace out. I can't smack the camera from here because it's way out there. Anyways.